propose an alternative agenda.
In tomorrow's Conservative Home Alternative Queen's Speech, you're going to see that the central part of it is going to be about cutting taxes, cutting regulation, giving small businesses a chance, that sort of thing. I don't sign up to the sort of Ed Balls approach of sort of spending money to get growth, but what I think you've got to do is actually free people up to create growth themselves, create enterprise themselves. So that's the sort of first and foremost component of it. Austerity is necessary, but by itself is not enough.
So what are backbenchers doing to try and persuade the government of this?
Well, you're seeing quite a lot of that happening already. I mean, in individual exercises, some of them, as I say, in tomorrow's Conservative Home Alternative Queen's Speech, is just giving some ideas, starting to argue the case that we're 5/6 of the government. And that's not an accident. We were put there by the people. That's what democracy said. And there should be a reflection of that. What a number of those backbenchers have seen on the doorsteps in the last few weeks of the campaign is people saying, where's the beef? What is it that's telling us this is a Tory government? And economy is part of it, but also other areas, law and order, they don't much like or don't care about. Lords reform, why should we be bothering that at all? There are a whole series of areas where they're starting to press ministers on their own areas.
Were you at all unnerved by the Prime Minister's remark in an interview a few days ago that the choice at the next election would be between a Labour government and a Conservative-led government?
No, I mean, the truth of the matter is, I worry less about the rhetoric than others do, because he has to be a diplomat. I don't subscribe to those who think there's some sinister plot to this. I simply think that what matters is what comes out in the Queen's Speech and what's delivered at the end. What matters actually is how it all works at the end of the day as well. We've got to be competent at it too. But I don't worry too much about where he writes his speeches. He has to sort of have one eye on keeping the Liberals on board. I mean, I don't think there's much risk of them going, but it's more an issue of making the government work together. And I'm perfectly happy to accept a degree of diplomacy in that, but I want the outcome. I want to see, a stronger law and order policy. I want to see a stronger European policy. I want to see a stronger economic policy, and they've got to be Tory policies.
And if he asked David Davis to come and help deliver it?
I don't deal in fantasies.
David Davis, the former shadow